Purim. Laugh out loud. The Jews are condemned, the Jews get lucky, the Jews survive. That's the total content of the Unabridged History of Purim, published by the Sceptic's Guide to Jewish Survival. And on the surface, that could be a cogent reading of this epochal episode that took place in the 4th century Persian Empire. By the way, I believe the Sceptic's volume entitled The Unabridged Guide to All of Jewish History has exactly the same content, saving considerably on printing costs. But how lucky can you get? 3,500 years of good luck, closer to 4,000 plus if you calculate since Abraham. That's a very lucky streak, especially when the next civilizations with any longevity can boast of only some hundreds of years of existence as an intact cultural form. Makes you wonder whether there is more than luck involved in this board game called Judaism. And what is luck anyway? Things going your way, way beyond the average throw of the dice? Or perhaps there's a software program, a little more complex. The Jewish spiritual teachings expound a concept that could, in contemporary terms, be called the genetic code of history, meaning nothing is random, but the product of a highly sophisticated cosmic genome that initiates waves of change on cue, like a gangling teenager struggling for emotions to catch up to physical growth spurts. Make a mental note. The Industrial Revolution takes place in the 18th century because the scientific method arises about the same time, because nationalism rises in Europe and elsewhere at the very same historical period, because Hasidism, also expositing Kabbalah, arises in the person of the Baal Shem Tov, you guessed it, in the 18th century, because coincidence, kismet, karma, providence. Quantum physics, Kabbalah, and some Eastern teachings all note that every moment of time is located in one instant, and that every inch of space is found in one fundamental point of energy. No, I don't claim to understand that. But if I did, then every moment of time is just a spread of time rays from the one so-called sun, which is the fundamental divine instant. And that those radiational points of time are sequenced deliberately and intentionally towards an ultimate outcome. That outcome is called, in our tradition, Mashiach. And every happenstance in the world and in one's life is not just a happening at all, but intentional. From that point of view, there is no such thing as luck. It's all part of a plan, thoroughly intentional. Gamblers may be addicted to the game of chance without realizing that every roll of the dice is predestined. That's also the story of Purim. Haman rolls the dice, and the Hebrew month of Adar comes up trumps for him. No political double entendre intended there. He just loves that because Adar happens to be the month of Moses' death. But little does he know that Moses was also born on that very same date, the 7th of Adar. And therefore Adar is also the lucky month for the Jewish people. So there he goes, planning the annihilation of the Jewish people for that date. And what does he get? His own annihilation, and that of his whole support base. And it happens on that very same date. Hamans of the world, back to your drawing boards. But as the Yiddish adage has it, ein Mensch tracht und der Eibster lacht, men make plans, and God just laughs. By the way, the word Purim is Persian for lottery. Laugh out loud.